Welcome back to our Math 171 video series. In this set of videos, we'll explore continuous and compound interest. We'll begin with a compound interest-based problem. We have an investment account that contains $2,000 initially. This money is compounded monthly with an interest rate of 3%. The question asks us, how much money will be in the account in 5 years? Let's begin with the compound interest formula and introduce how to set it up. The compound interest formula says that y is equal to p multiplied by 1 plus r over n raised to the n times t. Before we do any math, we'll go over the meaning of each letter. The y in this equation stands for the current amount of money in the account. The p in this equation stands for the principal or initial investment. The r stands for the interest rate, and this interest rate must be in decimal form. The n stands for the number of periods per year that we have the compounding. Finally, t is the amount of years that we are going to compound for. Now that we know what each of the letters mean, let's check the problem statement and see which letters we know. The first piece of information says that the investment account contains $2,000 initially. Since this is an initial investment, we'll call this P, and we'll say P is equal to 2,000 down here at the bottom of the screen. We are also told that this is compounded monthly. Since there are 12 months in a year, we'll say that's the number of times the compounding has happened, and the number of times you do the compounding is the n. So we'll say n is equal to 12 because of 12 months in a year. We are also given the interest rate is 3%, and that is the r. However, we must change this to decimal form. So in decimal form, our r would be 0.03. We are also told that we are going to be compounding this for 5 years. Therefore, that's going to be our time, because that's our number of years, so t will equal 5. Let's have a look at our general form again. We have principal, rate, n, and t. The only letter that we don't know is y. Now, let's place the known letters into the equation. We don't know y, but we do know that p is 2,000. We do know we'll have 1 plus r over n, where r is 0.03, and n is 12. That's going to be raised to the power of n times t, where, once again, n is 12, and t is 5. We'll need to go to a calculator to handle this math. When we do the math, we get $2,323.23. Since the question asked how much money will be in the account, our final answer will be y, because the y stands for the current amount of money in the account. Therefore, after 5 years, there will be $2,323.23 in the account.